morning. Everyone, please take your seats. Can we please silence our phones? We're going to need to silence the phones for the ceremony. Thank you. This one, you're here. You'll hand. No, Nancy gives you the card.
And I don't.
No, just stand right here. You and I stand here. Want to move the mic? Ready? Maria says, like, okay. Previous part. Oh. God. Any idea what the list is? I have a kleptomaniac.
¿para qué es el-
Good morning. Buenos días. Bonjour. Before we begin, please silence your phones. Pongan los teléfonos en silencio. We request that we keep things quiet during the ceremony. We don't want to disrupt or distract the speakers or the students, the graduates. Please remain seated at the end of the ceremony. Don't worry, you'll catch up with all your family and friends outside. The students will exit first, the faculty, the folks up on the stage, and then everyone goes outside. We don't want to have crowds on the way out. It's unsafe. Thank you for your attention, and we're starting our ceremony. Good morning once again. Everyone please rise for our national anthem. Thank you. Everyone please be seated. Thank you. I'm going to bring to our podium the Provost of Miami Regional University, Dr. Giselle Poveda.
Good morning. Breathe. You are where you need to be and against all odds. Welcome to Miami Regional University Commencement Ceremony 2023. Many may think we are celebrating the end of a journey this morning, but commencement is an act, an instance, or time of commencing or beginning. To commence means to originate or to start, to initiate, to inaugurate, to take the first step in a course. Isn't it funny that we use it to celebrate the culmination of studies? So here's a thought. Maybe this is so because it is not just about a degree, but because you become as you pursue the degree. So it is about who you are today sitting there. So let's start this first step together and enjoy this new life chapter as it unfolds. And this one is for you guys. So let me introduce our leadership on stage. We have our university president, Ms. Ofelia Sanchez. Our keynote speaker, the Honorable Rene Garcia. Our Executive Vice President, Richard Grillo. Our Vice President of Human Resource, Mitzi Sosa. Our Dean of School of Business, Dr. Hisham Shaban. Our Dean of the School of Education, Dr. Leslie Lee. Our Dean of the School of Nursing, Dr. Elizabeth Levine. Our Associate Dean of Distance Education and DNP Program, Dr. Annie Dion. Our Associate Dean of Pre-Licensure Programs in the School of Nursing, Armando Fandino. Our Associate Dean of School of General Education and Professional Studies, Michelle Monal. So I will leave you with our president, Ofelia Sanchez, who will preside over today's ceremony.
Congratulations, graduate. A big hand for all of you. First of all, I want to thank your families and friends, because we all know that without their support throughout all these years, you may not have been here today. So thank you, family and friends. Thank you. Well, this is a very special day for you, which makes it a very special day for us. But this particular event has two events happening that may never happen again. Well, one of them for sure will not happen again. The first one, and I don't think it will happen again, is that we are graduating a family of 6 members that are getting their MBA degree today. Yes. And the youngest member of that family is a 24-year-old lady that I recall years ago as a high school senior filing in our school as a summer job. She went away to college, she got her other degree, she came back for an MBA, and she's getting her degree today. There are other family members. The other young member of the family is 68 years old. Yes. And that goes to say that there is no age limit to education. No age limit. It's all in your mind. An applause for the Babani family. The other significant event, and this will not happen again, is the fulfillment of a promise. And the reason it will not happen again, I will tell you in a few minutes. But I have to take you back, and I know many of you have heard the story, and sometimes they tell me, don't talk about this, don't talk about that, but I cannot stop but talking about the promise that we made to this group of 23, what we call apostles, and the promise that we made to you, and that's the reason many of you are here as well. Back in 2012, we started our School of Nursing. This was a group that graduated with 23 foreign physicians that became registered nurses, MD to RN. As we talked to them, we realized that even though they had renewed their life as registered nurses, they could do more. So to make a long story short, we promised them we would go through and for them come up with a nurse practitioner program, which we did. But furthermore, once I was talking to one of those RNs, new RNs, and I said, would you like to again be called Dr., and I know he doesn't mind me saying his name, Dr. Mestre, and his eyes popped up. I didn't need an answer. I knew he wanted to be called Dr. Mestre. So for that, we made the promise to come up with a doctor in nursing practice. Now, promises are easy to make. They're not easy to fulfill. This was back in 2013 by the time they graduated. And we're today in 2023. Because it's not only to come up with a program. To do that, we had to change accreditors 3 times. When we finally changed to the accreditor before the one we have now, we thought that was it, we're there. That accreditor, just like many other accreditors, do not accredit doctoral programs. So we had to change again, and it was a long journey to become SAC COC accredited, which we are with our DMP program. And that is a commitment fulfilled today. And before I leave that topic, I do need to recognize someone that took the program from the beginning, against all odds. She made it happen. It didn't matter that we were not accredited yet. It didn't matter that we had to come up with new lesson plans, new faculty, etc., etc. But we need to recognize Dr. Annie Dione. Please stand up. Thank you, Annie, and thank you to all our DMP faculty, to all our faculty, actually. So I'm talking about a fulfillment of a promise that the university had and fulfilled. And I don't know if you realize that you too have fulfilled a promise. As a matter of fact, you have met a challenge. If I asked for a show of hands of how many of you remember that challenge that I gave each of you when you were doing your orientation some time ago. Does anybody remember? My goodness, oh, you do, great. I remember, because it was real. And for many of you, it was even tougher to commit to that challenge. The challenge was, do not let life get in the middle of your dreams, but instead, let your dreams guide your life. Remember now? You had a lot of challenges, not only personal challenges, but my goodness, we had a challenge none of us could even imagine, the pandemic. And you, many of you, went through that. And you got yourselves here today. So whether you realize it or not, but you have met that challenge, which means you are stronger than perhaps you give yourself credits. Look at it. In order to do that, there was no way you could have done it without having positive attitudes. To overcome the obstacles that came on your way, to overcome the difficulties that come, because life is life. And like we always say, you need to confront it, look at it, learn from your failures. That's the only way you succeed. So you got here today because you did that. Whether you realized it or not, you did it. So today you're armed with skills. Otherwise you wouldn't have gotten your degree, that's for sure. You're also armed with positive attitudes that you had to develop to get here. So I think you're ready for another challenge. And I want to make this a challenge for life. Are you ready? You're ready. I challenge you to become the Michelangelo of your life. Think about that. Michelangelo. I don't know how many of you had the fortune of going to the Sistine Chapel and see that wonderful, extraordinary painting that he did on the ceiling. I want you to paint your masterpiece. And your masterpiece is your future. Your future. Now, somebody may say, I'm not a painter. It doesn't matter. Because guess what? What is the absolutely best future? Is the one that you create. You create it. So it doesn't matter how good a painter you are. You need to create your future. You don't want anybody else to do it for you. Take control of it and do your masterpiece. And as you're doing that, in your palette of colors, make a lot of use of the color of hope, color esperanza. Does that ring a bell? Color esperanza is the song that Miami Regional University has adopted because of what it says. Read it. Read the lyrics. Whenever you feel down, read the lyrics. But the refrain of that song is short, And we say it all the time. We say it when things go right because we rejoice in having accomplished our goal, in having reached what we wanted to reach. But we also say it when things do not go right because we know that with perseverance and hard work, we're going to overcome obstacles and we're going to get there like you did today. So I invite the leadership, I invite the graduates, anybody in the audience that knows the refrain to say it with me. Saber que se puede, believe you can. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Madam President. That was awesome. It is my esteemed pleasure to present to you our own Senator Rene Garcia, keynote speaker. I want to talk to you a little bit about him. He's a product of Northwest Dade. He was born and raised in the city of Hialeah. Like many of you. Woo! Commissioner Garcia's passion for serving his community began more than 20 years ago as a councilman in the city of Hialeah. As a state representative and then as a state senator, Rene focused on helping those most in need. Giving a voice to the voiceless has always been Rene's #1 priority. He advocated for comprehensive reforms for our mental health laws, sponsored legislation to end surprise medical bills after any hospitalization, promoted the importance of expanding healthcare services for children through the Florida Kid Care program, and has been a staunch advocate for the seniors in our community. Elected in 2020 as County Commissioner for District 13, Commissioner Garcia truly believes in the importance of balancing the economic progress and growth of a community with the social needs of its people, while working together to address the pressing issues of the community such as workforce housing, the environment, our crumbling infrastructure and safety in our communities, using a pragmatic approach to leave this community a better place for our children. So I present to you Senator Rene Garcia.
Madam President, thank you so much for the invitation, and it really is an honor to be here today in front of all of you as you do commence your new futures. When I was sitting up here, I just looking out at all of you and seeing the emotion and excitement led me to think of when I started. When I started my political career, there was a lot of obstacles. And Madam President, you spoke about failures, and you're absolutely right. The first time I ran for office as a 21-year-old from the city of Hialeah, y a mucha honra, se lo voy a decir, a mucha honra, there was a 21-year-old boy that was running for office. And people were telling that 21-year-old boy, young man, my mom will call me niño, but a young man, was telling him, you are not going to make it. Because usually when you see in office, when you see in politics, you always would see a lot of older gentlemen with white hair, gorditos, a little fatter, heavier set. And there's this little young kid running for office. So that year, I decided to say go against all odds. I went out. I knocked on doors. I did the best job that I could do. I knocked on as many doors as I could. I had my mom lend me about $10,000, $15,000 that I still am paying it off, by the way. And I will get it to you, Mom, one day. But I knocked on all these doors, and everyone's telling me, Rene, you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it. And guess what happened on election day? Guess what happened? No, I lost. But I don't like saying I lost. I like saying that I didn't win. Because in that failure is where there was a life lesson. Right? And that failure, it taught me, you know what? Work harder. So 2 years later, I decided to run for office again. I knocked on even more doors. I campaigned, I talked to more people. I kissed babies. I had the older community, my seniors in my community, they love touching the face, and I hate when people touch my face. But I've had to learn to apply, to adjust, because that's just a sign of gratitude and love from our seniors in our community. So I knocked on even more doors. And guess what happened that year? People, I had to win at some point, right? Come on. No, but anyway, I won that year. But even with that victory, people were telling me there's no way you're going to win. And if I would have taken all the naysayers, were, Rene, you're too young. Wait your turn. Just wait for it. It's not your time. And even my mom was saying, muchacho, tú estás loco. ¿Cómo te vas a meter en la política? But I had a sense of community, and I had a sense of giving back, and I wanted to make my community a better place. But if I would have listened to all of them, that Hialeah boy, that 21-year-old boy, would have never been in charge of a $34 billion at the state of Florida healthcare budget. That's what that 21-year-old boy did back then. Because all those failures and all those naysayers, I learned a lesson. And in all our failures, there is always a lesson to learn. The problem that we have, and I'm preaching to the choir because every single one of you here and everyone up there, todos hemos tenido retos en nuestra vida. We've all had challenges in our life. And everyone around us, next to us, have had those same challenges. But what do? What did you all do with those challenges? When a door closes in front of your face, a lot of people stay looking at that door. Why me? What am I going to do? Oh my God, why is life so hard? Folks, the older you get, the harder life becomes. I hate to tell you that. It's what you do with it, right? So when these doors close in front of your faces, all of your faces, you know the difference between you and everyone else? You look to the left and you look to the right. And there was another door that opens. You didn't stay staring at that one door that closed. You went to the right, you went to the left, and you went through those doors and you broke through those barriers. That's why you are sitting today at Miami Regional University gaining your degrees. That's why it's an accomplishment all on you. And let that be your lesson as you move forward. Doesn't matter if you're 21, 23, 24 years old, or 67, 70, 80 years old, it doesn't matter. It's you. It's incumbent upon all of you what you do. Because yes, life will be challenging. It will be very challenging. And failure is gonna come. But what you have to do when you fall is get back up again. And if you fall a second time, get back up and keep on getting back up. Because if you keep on getting back up, you will reach any and all your dreams. Just like I have been able to accomplish my dreams. And yes, my political career and my professional career have gone tandem, have gone parallel, and I'm in healthcare. Right now, I'm doing healthcare crisis and healthcare management. We have a consulting firm in healthcare. I got a little stuck there in my head. I have a consulting firm in healthcare. We just invested money in a primary care office. That 21-year-old boy now is an entrepreneur and investing money in different healthcare practices. And why was I able to accomplish that? Because I didn't stop. I didn't stop. I had so many naysayers, and I still have naysayers to this day. But the one thing that is more important, has been more accomplishing for me than my political career, is the fact that I have a master's from the University of Miami, and I have a degree. And that's what should be your number one accomplishment, is making sure you continue your education, continue to move forward. Because I, like all of you, am the first graduate. How many of you are first graduates? Raise your hands. First bachelor's? How about your masters? How many of you have the masters over here? I have a couple of masters out there. Look at that. You're the first ones in your family. You have big shoulders now to hold. You have to move forward and make sure that you continue to progress so you can be that example for your family and your loved one and your friends. So the biggest accomplishment for me has always been that. And this is why I wear this with pride. And I'm not going to stop here now. We were talking about it backstage. Life gets a little complicated. It does. But I do want to continue, and I want to go back and get my doctorate And it's not for anyone else, it's just for my self-accomplishment. So for most of you that are here, I see that you are in the healthcare arena. So we're all healthcare dorks, I guess, because there's only a few of us that understand each other when we talk about healthcare, and you're going into nursing. I started working at an HMO, and I worked at Mercy Hospital, and I went to Cedars Medical. It's no longer Cedars, it's University of Miami. Then I was at Mercy Hospital. There's nothing more rewarding than working in healthcare. And most of you that are coming into the nursing field understand what you're doing. This should not be a job. It cannot be a job. It has to be a calling. It has to be a career. Because you are going to be next to someone who is hurting, who is in pain. And you are going to be their guide, their light. You're going to be the one that's going to help them get through that illness or difficult time that they're going to. So I tell you, the experiences that you learn, the lessons that you learned here at Miami University, I tell you what you need to do is take those. Have that empathetic heart, because this is a career it's a tough career. But make sure you have that empathy towards the patients before you. Now, I always say, don't be sympathetic. I don't like using sympathy. Sympathy is feeling bad for someone's situation. Empathy is feeling for their own situation. You're putting yourself in their shoes. And if you do that, no matter if it's in healthcare or in any career path that you go, you'll be successful. So I want to congratulate every single one of you in here. And thank you, and just, I look to you for hope, because you are the future. You are going to be that change. It's you who's going to make that impact in our life as we move forward as a society. And I just want to say right now, I want to close with, nothing in life we do alone, right? And I always tell folks, today I was at church this morning, and they said, treat others the way you want to be treated. My friends, that is one of the most simple rules that we can have, but we always go away from that. Treat others how you would like to be treated. And if you do that, you'll be extremely important and extremely successful. So I close in saying, like Dr. Sanchez, Ms. Sanchez was talking about, our Madam President, nothing in life we accomplish alone, right? Nothing. And those people that are sitting up there, esos padres que están arriba, que están orgullosos de sus estudiantes aquí, I say, get up and let's give them a round of applause. Turn around and give them a great round of applause for the work that they did in helping you get there. Gracias a todos ustedes. Thank you to all of you that are up there. So my friends, my fellow graduates, I wish you nothing but the best. God bless you all, and keep reaching for the stars, because the sky is the limit. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Well, we have been so fortunate to have Senator Garcia visit our school a few weeks ago and come over and be so acomodante to come and talk to us today. We want to just give you a small token of our appreciation, and it says, Miami Regional University, MRU, the Honorable Rene Garcia, in recognition of your service on this 2023 graduation ceremony speaker. Thank you so much.
You're a beautiful person. You really are.
Dr. Poveda, could you please come and present the graduates?
Are you ready, guys? Okay. So, will the graduates for the Master of Business please rise? Madam President, upon the recommendation of the Dean and faculty of Miami Regional University School of Business, I present these candidates. Graduates, please come forward and be recognized.
Natalie M. Jimenez, who is also graduating from our nurse practitioner program today.
Miocitis Tamayo Beltran, she's on the dean's list. Henry Babani, president's list. Stephanie Babani, dean's list. Nicole A. Babani, dean's list. Roberto Babani, president's list.
Esther Babani, Dean's List.
Joseph C. Babani. The Babani family.
Is that all the MBAs? Doctor? Doctor?
Thank you and congratulations to all business graduates. Will the graduates for the Master of Education in Educational Administration please rise? Madam President, upon the recommendation of the Dean and faculty of the Miami Regional University School of Education, I present these candidates. Graduates, please come forward and be recognized.
Kathleen M. Lawler, President's List.
Kimberly M. Rodriguez, president's list.
Renzo Giraldo, President's List.
Melissa J. Raitt, dean's list.
Jessica E. Rivera, Dean's List.
Congratulations. Before we ask the graduates for the Doctorate of Nursing Practice in Healthcare Administration to come, we want to take a few minutes and to recognize our posthumous graduate, Antonio Javier Diaz Socarrás. He's with us here today, so we wanted to make sure to give a mention to him. Will the graduates for the Doctor of Nursing Practice in Healthcare Administration please rise, then come forward to be recognized. Madam President, upon the recommendation of the Dean and faculty of the Miami Regional University School of Nursing, I present these candidates.
Kavita Jailaran, Dean's List. I got you, dude.
Patricio M. Vidart, President's List.
Eunice Fambu, Dean's List. Maureen Dion Brown, President's List.
I gotta say this one. Dr. Isnadi Dennis Smith, Dean's List. Great honor for me.
Dr. Mercedes Garcia.
Giselle Pelayo, President's List.
Teresa Acosta Avila, Dean's List.
Thank you and congratulations to the new doctors. Will the graduates of the Associate of Science in Nursing please rise? Madam President, upon the recommendation of the Dean and Faculty of the Miami Regional University School of Nursing, I present these candidate graduates. Please come forward and be recognized.
Before we present you, we would like to recognize Carolina Afortunato Rueda, President's List for the MDE program. Rachel Duret Perez, ASN.
Ana Ramirez Ortiz, Dean's List.
Ileana Ferreira, Dean's List.
Irina N. Cobos Lescano, Dean's List.
Jessica Lemus Gallardo, Dean's List.
Yasmiani Pérez Pérez.
Lourdes A. Minier Gómez. Susmaili Díaz.
Yacelin Y. Díaz.
Nislevi M. Borges Tortolo, Dean's List.
Ana Maris Rodríguez. Linet Concepción, Dean's List.
Catherine Ávila Correa.
Reina Laura Torres Martínez.
Joyce D. Benítez Bustillo.
Jessica Fuentes Sánchez, President's List.
Idania Valdés Enamorado.
Kirenia Pérez Domínguez, President's List.
Lisandra D. Alonso Pérez.
Ana Maris Cabrera Izquierdo, Dean's List.
Odalis A. Rodríguez.
Claudia Mendoza Escalante.
Lina M. Palacio Jiménez.
Anabel Olazábal Medina.
Roselia Sánchez Rodríguez, Dean's List.
Gabriela A. López Alvarado.
Jordanis Díaz Mieres.
Carla D. Duarte Espinosa, Dean's List.
Yanisei Rodríguez Arteaga.
Tayana J. Jomilas.
Shaikina V. Miller.
Lisandro Roque Simanca.
Nicole A. Samuels.
Lisney Vázquez Hernández.
Idalmis Cabrera Escalona.
Mayrelis Fort.
Lourdes Perrera Padrón.
Claudia Ricardo del Río.
Gabriela Moroente Volta.
Sheila Hernández Moratón.
Elizabeth Medero.
Vanessa Álvarez, President's List.
Patricia de Pajuelo, Dean's List.
Carolina Castro.
And a bright star. Lázara de Rodríguez Barahona, Dean's List.
América L. Arias.
Carolina López.
Yanevi Chinea Toledo.
And a bright star. Evony Morejon.
Jorge L. Martínez.
And a bright star. Rachel Roca.
Reinerio Márquez Sarmiento.
And a bright star. Claudia Martínez Velasco.
Liana G. Martínez Peña.
José G. Torres González.
Elizabeth C. López.
Milena Padrón Rivera, Dean's List.
Adis M. Álvarez Quiles.
Lázara J. Toledo Forte.
Aymara García Ocelo, Dean's List.
Blanca M. Velázquez Saldivar, President's List.
Yarien Toca Vázquez.
Andreina G. Zambrano.
Dagmari Molina, Dean's List.
Harrison D. Camacho, President's List, and a bright star.
Andre L. Fonseca.
Charlotte D. Gillette.
Giliana Pérez.
Laurie P. Flirto.
Noadia Valsin.
Iniobong A. and 1-1.
Víctor M. Julián Durán.
Urania del Río García, Dean's List.
Leini Palma Padrón, Dean's List.
And a bright star. Álvaro J. Rivero Rojas.
Cynthia M. Pérez.
Diana Meneses Diego.
Elianis Rodríguez Martínez.
Saraday Cuello Abreu.
Marisol Heredia Piloto.
Yelenis Hernández Carbo, and a bright star.
Giselle Martínez Mafú.
Indira Cedeño Hernández.
Aliet Ramírez.
Ileana Olivera.
Carla Izaguirre López.
Amílcar A. Reverón.
Carolina J. Cedeños.
Liani González del Sol.
Neri Rodríguez.
Susana Mari Reina.
Rachel Prado Rivera.
Jorge E. Vera Valero.
Congratulations to our associate class. Okay. Will the graduates for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing and Bachelor of Science in Nursing RN to BSN please rise? Madam President, upon the recommendation of the Dean and faculty of the Miami Regional University School of Nursing, I present these candidates. Graduates, please come forward and be recognized.
Oscar Pino. And a bright start.
Juliex Inguanzó Blanco.
Orialis C. Alonso Bacelar.
Ernesto Regueira Lamas.
Jennifer D. Calderín Guerra.
Carmen A.R. González Calas.
Ruby M. Fonseca Cabrera. Gisela Rios Garcia and a bright star.
Romagen M. Mata.
Laura R. Yanes, President's List and a bright star.
Ariana Calero Vitón.
Jorge Guadalupe, Dean's List and a bright star.
Ilse A. Montalvo.
Ada M. Velázquez, Dean's List.
Diana Vila Manresa.
Terry Ramos, Dean's List.
Yacel Hernández.
María de Torres Ricardo.
Janais Gómez.
Luni C. St. Erville Dorios.
William J. Pérez.
Liliet Benavides, a bright star.
Mónica Roja Bermúdez, Dean's List.
Carlos E. Baños, Dean's List, and a bright star.
Lauren A. Abad Hidalgo.
Jennifer Pierre.
Daniela Branca Riverón.
Beatriz E. Díaz.
Francisco Galán.
Dunia Garcia, Dean's List.
Laura López Naranjo, Dean's List.
And a bright star. Yamile Matos, Dean's List.
Yanela M. Venerio Pereira, Dean's List.
Claudia P. Bastardo Romero, Dean's List.
Denise Galdos, Dean's List.
Yeleni Magdaleno Gascon, Dean's List.
Viviana Mederos Gomez.
And a bright start for Viviana. Mónica Macías Mestre.
Jorge L. González García.
Giselle Viera. And a bright star.
Michelle McCure, Dean's List.
Oksana Shopsa. And a bright star.
Darilis M. Mejia, Dean's List.
And a bright star. Lisa M. Guevara Artiles.
Liani Paneque Pillo, Dean's List.
And a bright star. Gabriela de la Torre Menéndez. Méndez.
Belirca Dominguez, Dean's List.
Tani Cador.
Samuel C. Joseph Guillaume.
Congratulations to our bachelors. Will the graduates for the Master of Science in Nursing Direct Entry please rise? Madam President, upon the recommendation of the Dean and the faculty of the Miami Regional University School of Nursing, I present these candidates. Graduates, please come forward and be recognized.
Rose V. Petit Frere.
Sabine Desir.
Stefan A. Napoleon.
Raven K. Howard.
Belkis M. Garcia.
Franceline Toussaint, President's List, and
A bright star. Friend Starlee T. Everest. Dean's List.
Gregory Y. Carrecour, Dean's List.
Cassandra M. Riofrio.
Beatriz A. Rodríguez.
Christian Sierra M. Christian. Dean's List.
Paul J. Span.
Megan A. Kuhmeyer. Dean's List.
Catherine E. Hernandez, Dean's List. Brooke L. Gaunt, Dean's List.
Antonise Q. French and a bright star.
Nerly Francois, Dean's List.
Andrea Y. Fell, Dean's List. Student Government.
I got him. All right, Eldar Hodzig, President's List, President of Student Government Association, and
A Bright Star. Luz M. Colina, Dean's List.
Ricardo Rey Garcia, Dean's List. Kristen Robles, Dean's List.
Rachel S. Kalu, Dean's List.
Lizzie J. Escarra, Dean's List.
Carmen M. Perez, Dean's List.
Venus Betancourt, Dean's List.
And A Bright Star. Darwin Blanco, Dean's List.
Dairon L. Garay.
Amanda Hernandez Valle, Dean's List, and A Bright Star.
Siley Guzman, President's List.
And A Bright Star. Nathaniel A. Pierce.
Matthew Ives, Dean's List.
Roland O. Irabor, Graduate List.
Sarah Deandra Smith. Stephanie Jean-Baptiste.
Junior Barroso Piorno, Dean's List, and A Bright Star.
Dalier Rodriguez Mederos, Dean's List.
And A Bright Star. Gloria M. Garzón Ferrer, Dean's List, and A Bright Star.
Laura Perez.
Sandra Cedeño.
Elian Asqui, Dean's List.
Jacqueline Cordovi.
Laura Fernandez.
Fetna Lindor, Dean's List.
Milton A. Gomez.
Yacier García Carrasquillo.
José A. Alarcón.
Jamie R. Pena Castillo, Dean's List.
Adrián López.
Alina M. Monsalve, Dean's List, and A Bright Star.
Jenny A. Benavides Yuccha, Dean's List.
Jaconda C. Zacaria, Dean's List.
Andrea Villalobos. María L. Mayedo Pérez.
Ibis E. Cepero Durán.
Dayani Castañeda Francisco, Dean's List.
Lisette Taibo García.
Rafael
And
A.
A Bright Star.
Rafael A. Herrera Borges, Dean's List.
the Bright Star.
Joan Brito Milian, Dean's List.
And the Bright Star. Lacey Strachan, Dean's List.
Jorge L. Bustillo Gonzalez, Dean's List.
Elizabeth Asin Venero.
Andrea Criollo, Dean's List.
Cesar Rodriguez Suero, Dean's List.
Ladies, Y. Piñero Amigo, Dean's List.
Doralquis Osorio, Dean's List.
Miguel Trista.
Laura Fiallo Carvajal.
Leticia E. Mosqueda, Dean's List.
Esteban Hernández Gómez.
Fodalached E. Argudo. Donnie Obgudingpa, Dean's List.
Jocelyn Lopez.
Karina M. Caro Albertini.
Stephanie L. Sanchez, and a Dean's List.
Nestle Antoine.
I would like to thank Folashade Argudo for her service in the military as a veteran. Thank you.
Congratulations to our Masters of Science in Nursing direct entry. Congratulations to our Graduates and Student Government Association as well. Last but not least, will the graduates for the Master of Science in Nursing Family Nurse Practitioner please rise? Madam President, upon the recommendation of the Dean and faculty of the Miami Regional University School of Nursing, I present these candidates. Graduates, please come forward and be recognized.
Mario A. Martinez Blanco.
Alain M. Hernández Rivera.
Henry A. Weiss Toledano.
Karen Rodríguez Torres.
Mario Luis Morera Rowaina, Dean's List.
Marianne V. Enrich Rodríguez.
Disney Lima Delgado.
Miuvis Núñez Cardet.
Rosa E. Campos Martínez.
Marta Bárbara Díaz, Dean's List.
Luis A. López López, Dean's List.
Dilcia de Bretón, Dean's List.
Carmen Pereira, Dean's List.
Ismari Morlote, Dean's List.
Razia M. Fernández Hernández, Dean's List.
Deomar C. García Gallardo, President's List.
Patricia A. Díaz Nagel, President's List.
Gustavo Rodríguez Salinas, Dean's List.
Edvis L. Rodríguez Villalobos, Dean's List.
Lourdes Chacón Hernández, Dean's List.
Antonio J. Marrero Ochoa, President's List.
Pedro J. Canals.
Nyota R. Jackman.
Jodelsa M. Valerio, Dean's List.
Yana M. Espinal Castro, Dean's List.
Franklin Y. Scovino Alvarado.
Yaisel Pereira Pérez, President's List.
Yanela Blanco Martínez, President's List.
Mariola García Guerrera, President's List.
Laura A. Fleitas, Dean's List.
Leslie Estriple, Dean's List.
Maidelín Díaz Martínez, Dean's List.
Lisbeth Machado Córdoba, Dean's List. Odette Arguelles, Dean's List.
Janet Triana Moya, Dean's List.
Yener de Valdez, Dean's List.
Gracies Montes de Oca, Dean's List.
Manuel A. Oliva Caraballo.
Joendi Cabrera López, Dean's List.
Yosbel Sosa López.
Patricia García Luzardo, Dean's List.
Niurka de Morales Castellanos, Dean's List.
Raúl Medina Rojo, President's List.
Elaine J. Yombarda Cuellar, Dean's List.
Victor Zagen, President's List. Herlande Jean-Baptiste, Dean's List.
Anne Charisse Justafort, Dean's List.
Nadesh Calixte, Dean's List.
Fernand Josephs, Dean's List.
Ivaland Charles, Dean's List.
Araceline Metayer, Dean's List.
Emilcis Ruiz Mederos, President's List.
Reisel Chavez Medina, President's List.
Jordanka Valdez, President's List.
Alberto Urra, President's List.
Yendri Milian, President's List.
Jorge M. Saavedra Gari.
Jenny Rojas Soto, Dean's List.
Jorge L. Fernandez Guerra, President's List.
Gulnara Tsaikunova, Dean's List.
Gloria E. Laverde, Dean's List.
Johanna Stupinan, Dean's List.
Sorry. Diego F. Herrán.
Dimas A. Herrán,
Jason J. Cus, Dean's List.
Luisa J. Gonzalez Navarro.
Yunia Hernandez Lopez, President's List.
Jeanette Lau Lu, Dean's List.
Lázaro B. Varona Santana.
Gerardo F. Vega de la Rosa, Dean's List.
Claudia P. Orozco Fandino, Dean's List.
Sorangel Ortínez Rodríguez, Dean's List.
Doraida Igarza Ayala.
Ana Maite Hernández Ferret, Dean's List.
Carelia Melian Isla, Dean's List.
Josué Landín Pérez, Dean's List.
Ernesto O. Torres Santiesteban, Dean's List.
Mayelín Santos Pestaña.
Vicente Pérez.
Imara C. Ocampo Quesada, President's List.
Lidia E. Machado Martinez, Dean's List.
Maylin D. Rodríguez, Dean's List.
Ariane Serra, Dean's List.
Lisette Vázquez, Dean's List.
Tania M. Martin, President's List.
Vivian M. Alvarez Pérez, Dean's List.
Jorge E. Pupo Guerra, President's List.
Yuriceis Martínez Vergara.
Adrián Martínez Rubio.
Danay Rodríguez Horta, President's List.
Anabel Rubio Romero, President's List.
Gladys Sotomayor, President's List.
Ana G. León Delgado, Dean's List.
Judexi Medina, Dean's List.
Yusmigis Guerra Hernández, Dean's List.
Elizabeth Gradiel.
Okay. Hidalberto Salazar Dominguez, Dean's List.
Rubén A. Quintela Rodríguez, Dean's
Liuda
List.
Corsac. I spoke over you.
Irias Díaz.
Luz E. Pomares Gil, Dean's List.
Fanny Mosegui Díaz, Dean's List.
Reinel Romero Álvarez, Dean's List.
Dagmara Lima Isnaga.
Alain León Rodríguez, Dean's List.
Harold Iparraguirre Martínez.
Michelle González Núñez.
María Casola.
Yaniurka Santos, President's List.
Marilyn González Gómez, Dean's List.
Yenima B. Ramírez Ibargoyín, Dean's List.
Yolaisi Betancourt Roque.
Dabel Fernández Calienes, President's List.
Ailema Mursuli de la Torre.
Janet F. Acosta Sanz, Dean's List.
Osleni Pérez, Dean's List.
Ludmila Lazo, Dean's List.
Nuri Matos, Dean's List.
Sheila M. Merab, Dean's List.
Yaima Guevara Morales, Dean's List.
Mercedes M. Puig, Dean's List.
Rosalinda Dao, President's List.
Arley Marrero Rivas, President's List.
Asia y Bristol Reyes, Dean's List.
Jose A. Munetones, Dean's List.
Taimi Hernández de las, Dean's List.
Yuris Lady Hernandez Cardosa, Dean's List.
Alberto C. López Acosta.
Ania Hernandez, Dean's List.
Dayanelis Herrera Vázquez, Dean's List.
Jesusa H. Ojano, Dean's List.
Evaliana Noriega Cedeño, Dean's List.
Manuel D. Guerra, President's List.
Anabel Moronta.
Jocelyn A. Perez, Dean's List.
Víctor Camacho, Dean's List.
Ailén Larias Arencibia, Dean's List.
Elian González Vázquez, President's List.
Danais O. Hidalgo Labrada, Dean's List.
Jacqueline Saldana Ferino, Dean's List.
Ana L. Rojo García, Dean's List.
Indira Rosabal, Dean's List.
Ángel F. Ortega, President's List.
Alexander Levine, Dean's List.
Jenny Hernandez Roque, Dean's List.
Roxana Álvarez Balboa, Dean's List.
Lisandra Valdés,
Milagros y Calvo Marcelo, Dean's List.
Yamili Fuentes, Dean's List.
Madeline Bayolo Fernández, Dean's List.
Yanara Cruz Gomez, President's List.
Adrián Figueroa Barrios, Dean's List.
Nailés Silva Martínez, Dean's List.
Rafael E. Delgado Garcel, Dean's List.
Marcela G. Gaitán Mangas, President's List.
Grisel M. Fontaine Bachelor, Dean's List.
Odalvis Fernández de la Rosa, Dean's List.
Sebastián Duque, Dean's List.
Svetlana Plotnikov, Dean's List.
Edwin J. González Sánchez, Dean's List.
Yamelki Castro Estives, Dean's List.
Alfredo Rodríguez, President's List.
Ariadna Ramírez,
Mireya E. Alberteris Díaz, Dean's List.
Gretel Rodríguez Arias,
Anisley Sosa Lul, President's List.
Jocelyn De Lucas, Dean's List.
Migdia Pérez Pérez, Dean's List.
Juan E. Vanegas Cardero, Dean's List.
Kayan N. Barrett, Dean's List. Aminet de Sarabia, Dean's List.
Dadne Jimenez Najarro, Dean's List.
Mariela C. Ochoa, President's List.
Vanessa Garcia Indoyan, Dean's List.
Ronit Sanchez Fernandez, Dean's List.
Liana A. Briseño, President's List.
Gabriel Dib Tyson, Dean's List.
Rajesh Sarkar, Dean's List.
Marilyn Fleites Rumbaut, Dean's List.
Marta Montes de Oca, President's List.
Hiraldo Frometa Molina, Dean's List.
Arisbel Jimenez Gonzalez, Dean's List.
Yanay Machado Quesada, Dean's List.
Yaneidi Candelario.
Vivian Reyes Carmenate, Dean's List.
Juliet Pérez.
Haris Morales La Rosa, Dean's List.
Sahae Maceda Fernández, Dean's List.
Mario Pérez Luque, Dean's List.
Maritza Seil Gil Blasquez.
Anilet Garcia, Dean's List.
Beatriz Borges Rivera, President's List.
Anilei Santi Palacios, President's List.
Luanda A. Pino Oliveros, Dean's List.
Olenia Pesant Hernández, Dean's List.
Yuri A. Gil Santos.
Danais Arcia Fuentes, Dean's List. Tania Gómez Montano, Dean's List.
Carelia Godínez, Dean's List.
Scarlett M. Vega, President's List.
Obed Charles, President's List.
Luis A. Cáceres de Armas, Dean's List.
Diorgis Torres Mondejar, Dean's List. Concesa M. Ruiz Ramírez. Mayra S. Ponce, President's List. Yaima Rubio Ravelo, Dean's List. Mirena Reina Alejo, President's List.
Esperanza Valenzuela, President's List.
Zuleika Y. Rodríguez Naranjo, President's List.
Elin Rubán Rodríguez, Dean's List.
Ana Z. Torres Álvarez, Dean's List.
Odarquis Rodríguez Rodríguez, Dean's List.
Mario A. Cruz Cabrera, Dean's List.
Cristina Sosa, Dean's List.
Raiza Puertas.
Osmel Santiesteban Molina.
Jimmy Williamson.
Minoide G. Jean Luis.
Peggy Jacques, Dean's List.
Woodline Agustin.
Sonis Saint-Fleur.
Candy Jean.
Osara Monticello, Dean's List.
Marigray Reyes Pilier.
María Prieto, Dean's List.
Suri Sadai Vega Armas. Dean's List.
David Malcolm.
Yamira Rodríguez.
Idalmi Darias Herrera, Dean's List.
Maylin Montalvo.
Glendis M. Ferreiro Ruiz, Dean's List.
Abel Bisset Ferrer. Dean's List.
Yesel García.
Delia J. Excel. Melissa Musino, Dean's List. Carlos D. González Castro.
Soraima Herrera Borrego, Dean's List.
Ariane González, Dean's List.
Jenisleidis González Pérez.
Víctor H. Davalos Amaro, Dean's List.
Carmen E. Gudé de Corrales, Dean's List.
Osvaldo de Favelo.
Claudia A. Suárez González.
Fermín Paso Sarmiento, Dean's List.
Daikel Martínez Tuero, Dean's List.
Janicet García, Dean's List.
Jacqueline Fife, Dean's List.
Julia García Riverón, Dean's List.
Yanelis Martínez Puerta, Dean's List.
Jorge G. Carr González, Dean's List.
Eduardo E. Nieto, Dean's List.
Juan J. Trujillo Galvez.
Anthony González Bigoa.
Erilena Martínez Soto.
Macmelsi Marrero Delgado, President's List.
Thank you and congratulations to all our FNP students, graduates. Postmaster Certificate in Nurse Practitioner. Will the graduates for the Postmaster please stand? Congratulations. Please come and be recognized. Madam President, upon the recommendation of the Dean and Faculty of the Miami Regional University School of Nursing, I present these candidates, graduates.
Maricel Albert, Dean's List.
Raiza Capote Perez, Dean's List.
Damaso González Prado, Dean's List.
Delia M. Cerquera Rodríguez.
Yamila Ríos Pérez, Dean's List.
Iracia Carpio Fontichiela.
Anixia D. Benavides Martínez, Dean's List.
Jorge R. González, Dean's List. Last but not least, our very own Associate Dean, Armando Fandino. FNP graduate.
Okay, so to make it official, can all our graduates please rise?
Dr. Poveda, upon your recommendation and the recommendation of the faculty, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon the Associate of Science in Nursing, the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Master of Science in Nursing, Master of Education, Master of Business Administration, and Master of Education in Educational Administration, and Doctorate of Nursing Practice in Healthcare Administration, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations of the degree. Graduates, you may now move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations!